I'm Federico. I'm the founder of TATAM. Many of friendly faces. So I wanna know first, who's running campaigns, or who's ever run campaigns with influencers? So that's more than half. That's great. And who's running campaigns right now? I mean, has campaigns right now? Okay, like a third. Cool. Probably many of you will feel the same about what we felt when we started doing user acquisition with influencers. Why we're giving this talk about the puzzle of data, for those of you who've never heard about TATAM or what we do, just a little bit of context of why we are relevant to talk about this. So we are an award-winning influencer marketing agencies. We work with subscription-based apps and subscription e-commerce businesses. These are some of our awesome clients that we are running campaigns right now between e-com and subscription services. And we're a team of 50. We're a very big team, and we are a very high output team. So we are, only last year, we did over 4,000 different sponsorships, over 3,000 different influencers we work with. So we have an output of scale very, very big. And we are all certified with the attribution tools that many of you use on your apps. Why? Because we want to measure every video that we put out and understand what's happening with that performance. Why? Because our goal at the end of the day is to be able to achieve the same CAC or the same ROI that you are getting from Google or Facebook, but with influencer marketing. So in one line, what we do is user acquisition. And when we started some years ago, and we came from Google and Facebook managers, and our first impression was that influencer marketing was not at all friendly when you were trying to do influencer marketing. On the performance side, you have a lot of access to a lot of information, and you feel like you're making decisions based on data. And influencer marketing felt sometimes as a Pandora's box, where you didn't know what you were buying, what was going to happen with that content. So any of you ever felt like influencer marketing was a Pandora's box? Yeah. Double hand. So this is the challenge, I think, that we saw in the industry, and we set out to start working. And this puzzle for us was solving this big gap between the tools that you have for the normal paid user acquisition and influencers. With the usual channels, you feel like you are in control, right? You can go to these dashboards, you can micromanage every campaign, you can stop, you can pause, you can change everything, right? And that's related to the transparency that this platform has. It's basically all of the information is open there for you to see and to make decisions. Why? Because the access to the data is perfect. I mean, on Google or on Facebook, you have all the data you need to make decisions. So we knew that if we wanted to close this gap, we need to work on the data first. A couple of things that we did before, and how we started to try to solve this puzzle of data. First, going to the most basic stuff. So first, for each video that an influencer was posting, we give them one link. And that link was unique to that influencer. Even if we are repeating the same influencer month after month, we're giving them one link at a time, because we want to understand at a video level what's happening with the tracking. The second thing that we did to start solving this puzzle was to work on our spreadsheets. So who's here that runs campaigns, has the campaign, or is using spreadsheets or Excel to run the campaigns? Yeah, most. So we established like 3 mantras for our spreadsheets. So first is anyone should be able to navigate the spreadsheets, meaning it has to be self-explanatory. The columns need to be named self-explanatory. The tabs need to be self-explanatory. We used to have a lot of color coding that only the person that put the color knew what it meant. So we really worked on the Excels. Second, we extensively use formulas. We are inputting data. I'm going to talk about that. To minimize the manual error, we used formulas in every part of we could automate, and then we made all of the tables where our campaigns were running pivot friendly, right? So to avoiding making any manual analysis that with a pivot, all of the information from one campaign can be updated instantly on those pivots. So those are the first two things that we did. Third, we trained for the entire team to use the attribution tools that our clients were using, Google Apps Flyer, Adjust, and Branch. And we started manually pulling the data. So before we were going to Adjust or Apps Flyer and reading the data from the campaign as our clients were doing, but we started to import those to our spreadsheets where we had the information from the views, what we paid the influencers, what content vertical they were in. So we put together those points. We always using the data from our client, that it's the source of truth, right? And finally, number 5 is we realized that there were different ways you can arrange the performance of an influencer. Either you can, so imagine I'm a YouTuber and you hire me for your campaign. I put out my video today. It's 24th, it's pretty late in the month. You're gonna get a lot of installs in the first days because I'm a really good YouTuber. But then, if you have a trial, you will have 7 days trial. The subscribers will come next month, right? And as my video continues live on YouTube, you're going to get subscribers every month. But the thing is that it's tricky, and there's 2 ways to look at the data. If you're looking at the data when a subscriber comes to your app, right? Maybe you have, in December, you are counting subscribers that are coming from my video, but I put out the video in March. So you should what we started doing is bringing all of the subscriptions from months after. We're bringing them to the month where the YouTuber posted the video. Why? Because we want to compare the budget that we spent in March with all of the subscribers that came, regardless of when the subscription happened. So we have all of the subscriptions or sales from a video, regardless of when that happened. We arrange everything in the month of the video going live. And all of these different initiatives for treating better the data allowed us to prepare better reports, better analysis, and to start building this stack of different analysis that we are doing on a regular basis now for all of our clients. These are too much to go over, in detail, but just, as an example, the age group analysis. So on our spreadsheets, every time that we have an Instagrammer, we put which is the main age group that they have as an audience, right? They have an audience. And then we arrange the entire campaign with a pivot table, filtering by age group, what's the funnel like, right? And we can understand if the younger audience has a higher CTR, but a lower conversion rate, and you define some next steps or how to increase the conversion, but the CTR is very good, and so on. So we work on the Excels, we bring the data together, we arrange that data by the month of the campaign, and then we build all of this stack of analysis. But then what happened was that soon the data that we were collecting started to exceed our spreadsheets, right? So only last year, I mentioned some of the scale that we did in more than 20, 30 campaigns, always on campaigns. And what happened was that we were doing 85 different imports and exports from 7 different tools. And the data was living in silos because for example, in client number 1, they are using AppsFlyer. So we are downloading the data from AppsFlyer, putting that in the spreadsheet for that campaign. But we cannot cross-reference from campaign 1 to campaign 3 that maybe they share, the campaign is running on the same market or it's running with the same type of influencers. And we were losing, there was a lot of opportunity of learning from 2 campaigns at the same time because the data was separated. So when we realized that, maybe 6 months ago, we started this project of how can we, instead of making this a lost opportunity, to actually start leveraging, crossing all of these data together from different campaigns. So what we started 6 months ago was we started planning a centralized data management system. So every silo needed to import the data into a data warehouse. So there are many options. We choose Alteryx as our data system, management system. And then now that we have all the data, or when we have all the data together from all of the different campaigns, different markets, different influencers, we needed a data visualization tool. We chose Google Data Studio. There are Tableau or Power BI. But at the end of the day, the central part was identifying different use cases for different tools and different needs that we can solve now that we have 20 campaigns on the same place and all of that information on the same place. So we started working on some MVPs, like products that we are still working on, and many of these are just ideas, but we have 3 to show you today. So the first one is what we call Campaign HQ. Campaign HQ is pretty simple in terms of the system. It's just taking one of the campaigns from the warehouse and creating a visualization for that campaign so that our team and also the client, they don't need to go through an Excel, but they have a better visualization, right? So we build this for our team, but also for the client's team, and we are rolling this out to as many campaigns as we can, as fast as we can. And it's meant to be a centralized dashboard to better report. So we want to be transparent to how the campaign is going and to better analyze. And we want our clients to analyze the campaign with us because we have great clients, very smart people that they can help us discover the insights that we need to make the campaign better. And then we are able to see the influencers of one campaign at an individual level, so all the funnel from one influencer, but it gets interesting when you have all the aggregated data. So you can see what's happening, the trends that Instagram is delivering in one campaign versus YouTube, or how the moms vertical is evolving in this campaign. And a lot of very interesting things that we can do with this. And finally, discovering the best performing influencers faster so that we can hire them longer for the campaign. For those of you who might be interested, we can show you a demo in our booth upstairs. The second tool that we've developed is the Market HQ. So this one is a little bit more complex. So it's taking maybe the campaign 1, 2, and 3. They are all happening in the UK. So we create a visualization for the entire UK market, right? And this also was meant to be used by our internal team. It's a centralized data of all the influencers and all the campaigns that are running on the same market. And we are able to see, a lot of things. So imagine that we have a new client. They want to run the campaign in the UK. So now we can advise on what's the CPM like in the UK? What's the CPM PM by vertical? What's the funnel like in the UK compared to what they are doing elsewhere? What's the CAC like in Instagram versus YouTube in the UK, and so on. And most importantly, now that we have a centralized list of all of the performance of the UK influencers, right? So we can, when a campaign starts, instead of guessing who might be a good choice, we have a list of tens of influencers or hundreds of influencers that we can filter, and we can, okay, give me just the sports-related influencers from YouTube that are less than 5K per sponsorships. And we use the data from other campaigns to kickstart a campaign, or a client that wants to start. We were running a campaign in the US and they want to start in the UK, so we can fast track the performance. We have also a demo of the UK Market HQ. And finally, this is even more complex. This is the entire negotiations that we have. We put it together in this visualization that we call the influencer fee calculator. What it's intended to do is to help our internal negotiation team. So you need to negotiate every deal for every influencer, and it's not easy to understand what pricing is right? And any influencer can ask for anything, and how do you know if it's worth paying that for? So what we're doing here is you can input to the calculator what's the content vertical, the country of and the platform. So you're working with a self-improvement from the US on Instagram, and the calculator will look into all of the deals that we have in our database and be able to tell you the expected funnel or the average CPM that we already paid, or the average conversion rate that we saw on similar influencers. And then you can input the fee that the influencer is asking for and the views, and based on that and the funnel from other influencers, it tries to predict the CAC, right? So this is meant to reduce the risk of the team making bad decisions, that it's impossible to remember like manually what's the conversion rate in any market, in any vertical. So we're very excited about this one that our team is already using, and we also have a demo if you want to see it afterwards. So with all of this, this whole initiative of solving the puzzle of data with tools, we call it TATAM tools. Tools for human intelligence, meaning that this is meant for people, decision makers, to make better decisions. It won't replace a good judgment, but it's additional information for the decision making. And our idea is to close this gap with these tools and all of this data, so that our clients and ourselves feel more in control with the campaign, and we provide more transparency and access to the data that before was very inefficient to reach. And our ultimate goal is making influencer marketing more user acquisition friendly and lower that gap that is between Google and Facebook and influencers. And finally, our super long-term strategy or data strategy is trying to create this loop where every new client, every extra budget that we get, or frankly just time, like every month, we get more sponsorships done with influencers. Those sponsorships, we collect all the data, we improve our tools. With better tools, we deliver better results. With better results, we get more clients, or we get extra budgets, or the campaigns continue over time. So we do more sponsorships, more data, better tools, better decision making, and so on. So this is our long-term vision for solving the puzzle of data. Finally, recommendations for anyone. Make friends in your BI team. Here is Carla from our BI team if you want to talk afterwards. Second, polish your spreadsheet, make them, again, accessible, use a lot of formulas, work on your pivots. You shouldn't be doing manual analysis or making tables that you are going to be using once. Just create a pivot that gives you data and start building this stack of analysis for your campaign as well. Ask for your BI team help, recommendation, feedback on the tables that you're using. We suggest analyzing content verticals. The funnel changes a lot from vertical to vertical. The long tail or the lag subscriptions that happen, with a video on YouTube, you're going to see conversions over time. So keep tracking that, keep updating the data. Of course, creating visualizations by market, creating visualizations by platform and by format. So IG stories, IG reels, IG. You can mark all of that in your spreadsheets and then filter and try to analyze and discover trends on performance. And number 4, come to our booth if you want to see a demo of these tools. And thank you so much. I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes?
Are these tools just internal, or do you also
Yes.
sell them?
So for us, we have the campaign HQ that is for our clients and us, and then the rest of the tools are internal. Yeah.
Okay. And do you plan to license them, or just...
No, but we can talk. Yeah, let's talk. I mean, we've done this for ourselves because we want to get better and better. I don't know how that could work, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And all of the tools are built by data studios?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So initially, all of our TATAM is based on the Google Suite, so it was easier for us to implement that. At some point, maybe we need to develop something special for us, but it didn't. I mean, we are not developers. We don't want to distract ourselves for our core. That it's we are not going to be a SaaS product, and that's not our idea. But we do want to get better and better. And Google Studio used at 100%, it's very, very robust. So it's for right now, it's great.